Good morning, everyone. Day 10. We got 150 pounds to lose. And today's going to be interesting because yesterday I had my lowest caloric intake since we started this. And so let's see how that affects me, because I didn't eat anything all day. And then I had a large meal later at night, like not super late, but like 9. So let's see how that is affecting our weight this morning. So, all right, let's weigh in and then we'll talk about the rest. Okay, let's get on this. Making sure that we got the right placement for this. $327.1, 1.1 pounds down from yesterday. Ooh, visceral fat is down another point. Damn it, it didn't do the heart rate thingy again. It's so finicky with things. You need to fix that. It's too finicky. Okay. All right, well, we have another pound down, so that's quite a bit. Interesting. See, the thing is tricky because I still should be meeting my macros. We don't want this super rapid weight loss, but it's tricky when, like, sometimes you feel a little bit better eating less. I don't know. Okay, one day at a time, I guess. That's a little weird, and I don't like that. I like, seeing the scale go down. I mean, of course, it's what we want, but that's not psychologically what we want. So, all right. Well, one day at a time, I guess. Well, once again, we're having coffee for breakfast. But in my defense, it's in my super awesome Buc-ee's mug. So now, I don't know. We'll try again with the shakes this week, obviously, because that's kind of the plan, to have a more nutritious breakfast. I just honestly have felt better with just coffee for breakfast. It's weird. And I get less hungry. So today's going to be an interesting day because for the first time since we started this, so now on day 10, we're venturing out into the world for food. It's Sunday, so I'm going to be doing the family rounds, and I still haven't decided what to do. I'm thinking I might bring my food scale. It's going to be a little weird, but yeah. I'm thinking I might bring my food scale and see if we can track it that way. Otherwise, we're just going to have to eyeball it and kind of go from there. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to do this in such a way. Because it's obviously, like when you're here and protected from the outside. It's not that, it's still incredibly difficult to make the right choices, but being out, and I haven't really told anyone that I'm doing this, just because, I don't know. It's always, at least for me, it's always tricky when people start encouraging you, and I don't know. That's never really worked for me. So I haven't really told anyone, and so that's going to be a little tricky. But, there's going to be a lot of temptation. Okay, we'll see how we do. We were gonna have to go out eventually. At some point, it was gonna happen. We were gonna have to do it, obviously, but okay. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, because if I bring the food scale, then the filming and the food scale and the whole thing might be a bit much. So I'll figure out how we're gonna do this, and then I'm still gonna, document everything that I eat so that you guys see exactly everything that I'm eating. But it might have to be, I don't know. I'll figure something out. All right. See you in a bit. It's technically the next day for me, but it's still the same day for you guys. So, yesterday was very interesting because venturing out is the first time that I was doing it since I started this. And it's sort of like there would be all of the temptations, and that's always a little interesting. But I tried to do my best, and I didn't deviate too much. Let's put it that way. So, since I didn't know how I was going to track everything, I took pictures. I took my scale for lunch, and got measurements for lunch. So lunch is a little more accurate. And then for dinner, I didn't. And I try to estimate my best guess. So that's what I want to show you guys. Here we go. So yesterday was a medium carb day. The macros that we had based on our Lumen reading were 195 grams of carbs, 158 of protein, and 108 of fat. And we went over all of them. So for the first time in the last 10 days, I actually went over my carbs allowance. But let's get into it and look at what it was. So the entire calories for yesterday were 2,766. The highest, though, I think, that we've had so far since we started. Breakfast, I don't think I filmed it. But again, I went back to my coffee with 16 grams of sugar. So that just kind of seems to be the breakfast, at least for now. I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but it is making my life a little bit easier right now. So I'm sticking with it a little bit. So that was breakfast, 16 grams of carbs, no protein, no fat. Then we got to lunch. So this was lunch. And you can see there's chicken, rice and beans, and a little fried yuca, which, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like a potato. It's a root vegetable. Is it considered a vegetable? It's a starch, really. It's like a potato. But anyway, so this is how I measured everything that you see on the plate. It was 132 grams of rice, 128 of beans, 123 of yuca, 8 ounces of chicken, and then it comes with always like this little yellow mayo sauce, and I didn't have any nutritional information, so I just kind of went with 3 tablespoons of mayo. And that's fairly accurate, I would say. That ended up being 96 grams of carbs, 71 grams of protein, and 84 grams of fat. And this is what that looks like. It doesn't look like that much, but it was a fair amount, and it was pretty filling. The whole thing was 1,420 calories. So that's what it looks like. I had another coffee in the afternoon. So another coffee, another 16 grams of sugar. So that was, I have nothing to say about that. It's hard. The coffee is so good. And then, okay, so let's get to dinner. I'll open up dinner and show you guys. So we get to dinner, and actually before we look at that, we get to dinner, and there were some chips and guac, and just it's difficult. So and then I had a beer. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I had 4 of the tortilla chips, and luckily it was this brand, and they do have it a per chip count in the app here. So I had 4 chips with what I assume were about 2 tablespoons of guac, and I had a beer. So That's what this is. These are those numbers for those three. Then there was a little salad, and so the salad, I didn't want to like go in and try to figure out like all the little things, so I just kind of estimated a salad thing that they had in the app with the vinaigrette, and so it ended up being what I assumed were like 2 cups of salad with dressing. It had a little bit of avocado, and so, but again, there were small amounts, and I didn't want to get into like trying to. So I just sort of estimated up a little bit to make sure that I was over and not under. But yeah, this is what the salad looks like. If that was correct, I got a little bit of carbs from the salad, a little bit of protein, a little bit of fat from the avocado. I'm not sure how accurate this one is, but we'll go with that. Dinner itself. And so we had flank steak, roasted finger lip potatoes, and corn. And so the way that I had it was about 375 grams of flank steak. I had what you see on the plate, and then I had a little bit more. The potatoes, I sort of estimated that at around a cup. Might be a little more, but around that. And then the corn, 1 serving, 125 grams. So, and then I also had this thing that you see here. Spindrift is supposed to be like good soda. Tasted like a slightly sweeter flavor seltzer water. I couldn't find it in the app, and I really didn't feel like, adding it as I don't think I'm ever going to have it again. So I didn't want to add it as a custom food. So basically, I had 2 cans, and each can had 3 grams of sugar. So I just added 6 grams of sugar to kind of balance that. But anyway, dinner with all its things was 1,210 calories around. So yeah, this is what we get as our final macros for the day. Now, what's going to be interesting to see is how we're doing this morning with my Lumen. So I'm going to finish this video here, and it'll be, you'll basically get to see this tomorrow. You'll see my Lumen measurement. It'll be right now for me, but it'll be tomorrow for you guys. So, okay. All right. Not terrible for our first outing. It was interesting eating. Again, it's weird. I want to say like eating real food, but it's not like I haven't been eating real food for the most part. The shakes, yeah, I'm sure a little bit, but everything else has been pretty real. So, okay. Well, that was our day, and we're going to see tomorrow, for you guys, not for me. For me, it'll be in a few minutes, how that affected my weight this morning and my Lumen measurements. All right, see you in a bit.